Hare Krishna, came from Poland to give us Prem Bhakti. His name is Prem Bhakti Prada. It means he gives Prema Bhakti. Das. Yeah, good name. I have a question. I'm going to start it with a question. For the Czech devotees, I'm told that this country is the most atheistic in Europe. No?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we're told. Sometimes there's Czech, sometimes there's Estonia, they say. Anyway, it's highly atheistic. And as you see, there are churches everywhere. As all of Europe, it was highly theistic at one point. Why Czech Republic in particular? Because, of course, there's been many atrocities and this and that, but it's the same everywhere. Any idea why in particular? The Protestant church, it was influential. But this country was mainly Catholic, wasn't it? No?
It was before
before the Reformation. Oh, I see. Okay. So you Czechs in Croatia, they're Catholics, I see. I'm just some social, religious, philosophical.
I think the communist regime was here.
The communist regime was here, but it was all over. It was all over Eastern Europe and Russia. But as soon as communism fell, Russia became very theistic very quickly. Poland never lost it, despite communist rule. Yeah.
Marge, recently you spoke about this when religion is tied to the ethnic or national identity.
Yeah.
Recently you gave a talk about it. So in other places like in Poland or Croatia.
Poland, Russia, Croatia.
They just swapped, from communism immediately they become national, Croatian Catholics, Poland Catholics. But here, because there were Protestants and church is not, and they're not tied to that identity, They're not tied to Catholic or, Therefore, there was no, they just lost it, practically speaking.
It got a lot to do with nationalism.
Catholic Church is not influential at all here. Is that right?
I mean, there are still more Catholics.
Yeah, but church is nothing.
That may be one reason, yeah.
Like Croatia and Poland, they have a special contract with the Vatican.
Yeah.
Special, they get money from the budget, from the state directly. So it's a sponsored, actually, practically speaking.
Okay, it's probably multi-layered, but we won't get into it too much now. But that doesn't seem to influence your book distribution or preach. People aren't radically or rabidly anti-religion here.
Yeah, but less Christian.
Maybe in Prague, they're very puffed up, cynical people in Prague in general. Is that right?
Yeah, they are known for that. But the less Catholics we meet or less Christians, the easier book distribution is. They are.
So people, they're not religious, but they're not anti-religious.
They are not. I mean.
They just drink beer and eat and they don't.
Of course, there are many also like that. They consider everyone us to be a cult or a sect, and
that's still there. Huh?
It's quite a lot there. It's for example, in Hungary they don't have that. For example, much, but here it's still quite strong.
Yeah.
You meet everyday people who will tell you are a sect, you are a cult, or if you post some Harinam on Facebook, there will be some comments. Who are these, stupid people? Some cult, coming here from India, and they want to always offend you. They're quite nasty. I mean, in comparison to Slovakians, who are quite more soft and gentle.
Okay. How can we best preach to the impersonalists? Some good arguments and tips, please. Oh, that's a huge topic. Several times devotees asked me to write a book against impersonalism. But I said it's already there. It's called Bhagavad-gita as it is. Really, Srila Prabhupada is again and again bashing and smashing philosophically impersonalism. There is one book by Patit Pavan Prabhu called Pushpanjali, and it's arguments given by or metaphors, analogies about that. Tips. Yeah, well, it's highly illogical. One thing you can do is, nowadays people have plastic money, don't they? This cards. Otherwise, you could say, can you show me your wallet? And then you can give me all the money in your wallet. It's all one, so whether it's in your wallet or my wallet, it's all the same. That's one thing. Or if you're more dramatic, you can set their clothes on fire and say, well, anyway, whether on fire, not on fire, it's all one. And various things. So if they say they're God, then the standard response is to kick them in the face with boots. That was Srila Prabhupada's recommended method. May not do it literally, but you get the idea. Sometimes you ask me, so the sun is rising because of you? Yes. Insane people. There's so much could be said, but it's a bit too much for the for this short question and answer session. You may have to work on someone for a long time. It may go on over years. Sri Ramanujacharya was once had a scriptural discussion with a Jain, not exactly impersonalist, not classical Shankara Advaitavadi, but it's going on for days and days, and Ramanuja thought, what to do? I'm not getting through here. He was feeling that it's too tough. So then the next morning he went, and his opponent said, I've considered all your arguments, and yeah, I surrender. Ultimately, people think with their emotions. People are attached to various worldviews and outlooks. The scissors. People are attached, and they want to. So it's not all by logic. The best way to preach to impersonalists is to give them prasada. It's all part of a strategy. These the Rathayatras, Harinams, soften the heart. They're very hard-hearted. We see that with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he delivered so many people, but Shabaya Railo Matro Kashya Mayavadi. Everyone got caught by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's net of mercy, except the Mayavadis of Varanasi. And with them, he had to do a little magic tricks. He showed them his manifestation as Narayana by showing the brilliant effulgence. Then they became a little respectful to him. But even then, they didn't just accept him. on that basis. Even then there was argument and discussion. And a discussion on the basis of Vedanta sutras. But that also may go on over days, months, years, generations. There's no such thing going on now, but it's going on over generations in India. The philosophical back and forth between, especially between Madhvas, followers of the Dvaita philosophy, and the followers of the Shankara Sampradaya, Advaitavadis. And someone would, well, first of all, Shankara made his philosophy, commenting on Vedanta Sutra, Sharirika Bhashya. Then Ramanuja, he combated that. Shankara gave the basis on which to establish personalism by trying to establish impersonalism. So then Ramanuja counteracted all of Shankara's arguments in his Sri Bhashya, his commentary on the Vedanta Sutras. Then Madhvacharya even more strongly, and he even didn't like Ramanuja's comments in his commentary. Purna Pragya, what is it? Purna Pragya Bhashya? Purna Pragya Parijal Bhashya. But that wasn't the end of it. And then the Mayavadis, they wrote books combating what Madhva says, and going back and forth and back and forth. And they still do discussions, Madhvas and Advaitavadis. They still have discussions today in Sanskrit. But it doesn't make any difference to the spiritual life of the common people. Yeah, it's a big job. Srila Prabhupada made his pranam mantra, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarne, delivering the Western countries from impersonalism and voidism. Srila Prabhupada detected that is the disease. It should be done. It should be done. It's a group effort. We should be out there bashing. That's one of my desired projects. Very many ideas, things to do is at least do a series of YouTube talks against impersonalism. But there's so many things, so many bogus ideas out there. Where to begin? It's a whole jungle. Shabda Jala Maharanyam Kevala Chitta Brahmanam. It's the Vedic words. It's like a great net or a big forest which simply bewilders the mind. Who said that? Shankaracharya. Okay. Next one. Do you want to choose one or shall I just... Yeah, I'll just choose it for you. Oh, you didn't bring your... Okay, I'll read it for you while you're getting out your glasses. Are there any allowed reasons not to attend Mangala Arati? That's for you. Were you in Mangala Arati this morning? I don't remember. Oh, a lot of questions. We never get... Oh, yesterday's questions have been put in here. Along. Okay, 200 crowns. Everyone who puts a question can put 200 crowns also. Where does the money go? Goes to Sankirtan, Prabhu. And then it goes into your belly. Okay, answer away.
My subject is...
Yeah, I can give one reason. If you die, if you're dead, that's one reason.
Actually,
Any other suggestions?
the question is, are there any allowed reasons not to attend Mangala Arati?
I'm planning not to attend Mangala Arati on upcoming Tuesday morning. Planning already in advance. I'm planning not to.
If I'm supposed to say something, I just can only go more general.
I'll be on a Polish
Prabhupada
Airlines flight.
Very sensitively considering the service and the situation of a particular devotee. I mean, it went that far that there is a letter of Prabhupada where obviously devotees are complaining our chief manager is not only not attending Mangala Arati, but he's not even chanting his rounds right now. This was in the midst of a ferocious temple construction, marathon time, total chaos in India. Prabhupada's answer was, well, Arjuna also had no time to chant his rounds on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So he was actually protecting his managers, but this is emergency. This is special. So there are special cases. I can only take shelter in the quotes of my godbrothers like Krishna Kshetra Swami, who said, we are not the International Society for Rules and Regulations consciousness. You can go your whole life to Mangala Arati and then you turn out doing something you could never imagine to do. It's not automatic, it's personal.
You want to choose?
So behind all the rituals we are doing, behind all the regulations we are doing it for Krishna. And Krishna is a person. He can see if we can. He can see if we are in emergency situation, we cannot. One Mataji, she writes to Prabhupada, Prabhupada, I'm sick. I cannot do my service. I'm falling down all the time. Prabhupada writes her back, who told you you are falling down? You're just sick. And then he comments, maybe in times of pain you become even more Krishna conscious. Because you take more shelter in Krishna. So things are personal. It's not rituals we are following here. It's not automatic, yeah. Therefore, it's advisable. If we find some devotee acting in objectionable way, yesterday we heard it here and the answer a little bit indicated, we have to not only ask, Prabhu, you don't do that. We can maybe sometimes ask, why don't you do that? I used to do that mistake as a manager all the time.
This is the same question, more or less. Why is it so important to attend Mangala Arati? It's more or less the same question. You can put the two together. Why is it so important to attend Mangala Arati?
Same one.
No, it's not the same. Same handwriting.
So, I did the same mistake as a manager because I like to have an operation which is on the line, everybody fits in, everybody has a service, everything under control. But it never happens really. There are problems, there are emergencies, and it took me quite a while to actually find out that I'm not doing one thing. I don't ask, why are you not doing this? Or why you cannot do that? And then Krishna put me in a situation where I also couldn't do what I wanted. And then I realized, maybe it's good to sometimes find out why this devotee is not, like today, attending Mangala Arati. Maybe there's a reason for that. So this impersonal, actually, monotone, ritualistic approach to Krishna consciousness turns out that we actually turn into the Mayavadi department. Just impersonal. So it's all personal. Krishna can see. I can give situations where devotees couldn't go to Mangala, okay? They are living outside, they drive to the temple, the car breaks. Okay, he doesn't come to Mangala. He spent the whole night in a hospital with his wife. Well, probably he will not come to Mangala, okay? Things like that. It's personal.
So,
Okay, this question
this is for me, but I think it's better for you.
Canto, Yamaraja says
No, I
to
think it's better for you.
Jamadutas that they should not bring to him
This
a
is
Jamil
for me,
who chant
but I think it's
the
better
holy
for
name
you.
once.
Yeah, but I
Does
think it's
that
better
means
that
that
you
if
answer
a
it.
devotee bloops and for the rest of his life commits sinful activities, he will not visit Yamaraj and therefore he will not suffer sinful reactions?
Yeah,
It's better for you.
Yamaraj's servants were instructed by Yamaraj who they should not bring to him. And in this section, the importance of Namabhas is reminded to us. It's not that we take this episode and try to find some loopholes where we can, justify our ill intentions. Try to understand this. Bhagavatam is meant for bringing us closer to Krishna. Bhagavatam is ultimately helping a sincere student of Srimad Bhagavatam to attain Krishna Prema. So if you do not know what is the object behind Bhagavatam, then such kind of confusion arises. So in this episode, there is a beautiful discussion between Yamaraj and his servant to instruct us about the unique potency of being Krishna conscious. When the doubt raised in the mind of the Jamadutas that you actually engaged us in this service, and all on a sudden we went to bring this gentleman who was such a sinful man, and we were obstructed by, divine personalities. Who are they? Where did they come from? And we were thinking you are the only Lord of this universe and we are serving under your direction. What did Yamaraja replied? He said, okay, now I am instructing you, who you should not go near. Jivhana Bhakti Bhagavan Gunanamadheyam Chetaschana Smrati Tat Charanar Vindam Krishnaya na Namatijas Siroye Kadapi Tan Anayadham Asata Krita Vishnu Krityan. So Yamaraj's jurisdiction is, he is describing here. He is saying, Jivhana Bhakti Bhagavan Gunanamadheyam. If you find somebody whose jivha, whose tongue has never vibrated the nama and guna, holy name and qualities of the personality of Godhead, that is your jurisdiction. Chetaschana smrita charanarvindam, whose heart, whose consciousness have never been absorbed in remembering the qualities of the personality of Godhead. And Krishnaya na namatiyat siroye kadapi. Anyone who has not bowed down his head even once before Krishna, that is your jurisdiction. So that means when somebody takes up Krishna consciousness, he should not think that, oh, now I am bowing down my head to Krishna, I am chanting Krishna's name, oh, I am outside of the jurisdiction of Yamaraj, I don't have to go to hell. Well, if you are taking devotional service with this consciousness, do you think you are qualified to attain love of Godhead? Krishna is going to give you Krishna Prem? See, this becoming free from sinful reactions by chanting holy name is a byproduct. Just like you go to a husking machine to husk the paddy, why are you going there? Because you want to get the rice. not that the husk is the goal you are going there. So similarly, if you are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra thinking that I don't have to go to the abode of Yamaraja to suffer for the sinful reaction, I think that's something serious misunderstanding about Krishna conscious philosophy. We are not taking up Krishna conscious. What the Surgapa Varga Narakesu Apitulyartha Darshina. A devotee doesn't mind even going to the hell as long as there is opportunity to serve the Supreme Lord. Right? Surgapa Varga Narakesu Apitulyartha Darshina. So then, our goal, the society, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, Prabhupada has created. He has given us the opportunity to associate with the sadhus, devotees, chant Krishna's name, read Bhagavatam, reside in the holy place, so especially this Panchanga Bhakti, so that we can perfect this human life. Means we can go to his abode and serve Krishna there. Definitely, who is sincerely serving Krishna, there is no question of even seeing Yamaloka. Then what is the use of this chanting and doing devotional service? I hope it clarifies.
Hare Krishna. I'm choosing this question. Has Radharani more qualities than Krishna? Who's good at arithmetic? How many qualities does Krishna have? How many qualities does Krishna have? What does it say in Nectar of Devotion? 64. And then Radharani? Anyone read? Caitanya-caritamrta. How many qualities has Radharani got? No one? Anyone? 25. So 64 is more than 25, right? So what is the answer? Anyone? Is 64 more than 25? No. Actually, Krishna has unlimited qualities, and Radharani also has unlimited qualities. 64 are mentioned. Unlimited qualities. But if we take the quality of the qualities, then we have to say that Radharani is more powerful because she controls Krishna. Okay? No arguments. Now, this is a question specifically given to me, but I'm going to turn it over to Mangala Prabhu because I think he's more qualified to answer this, in as much as he has pratyaksha, direct experience of family life. The question is how to follow the regulated principle of no illicit sex if you are in a marriage where the wife is initiated and the husband is not in Krishna consciousness. Do you want to choose another question? Or I'll choose for you. Okay, just you can get ready. All right. Yeah, please answer.
I can choose two ways to answer the question, in principle or in practice, because I can tell you many stories from practical life where this, what is described here, is happening. Generally, Prabhupada said, in a long-term fashion, when there is a couple and one of the partners is absolutely refusing to become Krishna conscious, so there is no way they can stay together. And Prabhupada was not encouraging divorce or something like this. Weakness, that's another thing. But an absolute resistance towards Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada put it as a priority that whoever it is, man or the woman, have to continue with Krishna consciousness.
Okay.
Now I can tell you from practical life, there is one a policy which I beg everybody to apply. Be patient. Things can happen. I will tell now a story which illustrates this from Croatia. It's a long time ago, some time ago. There you meet, in these regions, you meet Muslim type background, Christian background, mixing together. So, obviously different understanding. Very often it is that it's the lady who is by heart drawn to Krishna consciousness, right? So the lady, joined. She wanted. She was worshipping even Ganetai. She tried to be a devotee, but the husband was not so inclined. We had a very similar story in Sweden like this. So it came to a point when in Muslim line, the men are the real responsible Muslims. They are very proud to be the family maintainers, and to be the controllers of the wife, and yes. So the man was a businessman. His business went bad, went practically bankrupt. And his fury and his anger and frustration took actually a turn on the wife and on the fact that how she worshipped God. Because actually he became angry on God. He said, it is your God who made me bankrupt. I work hard and I'm still, what happened? And he was becoming physically violent. So the lady was so scared, she was just, she was advised very expertly to take even the deities and worship in a place of her friend, of another Mataji who was actually a devotee. Just stay out of this. Well, the end of the story was that the man got back onto business. His company picked up. He actually apologized. We had a similar thing in Sweden. There was a Mataji who was very devotional, doing great service in a temple. The husband was absolutely averse. So, but by her persistent, it happened. I can tell you endless stories how it works. I actually saw very few stories where it works opposite. But like I said, it's the ladies who are drawn by heart into Krishna consciousness. And it just takes one qualification on the side of the man. He has to be attached to that woman. And then things can happen. I saw quite a number, and I can tell you one story after another, how women are saving their husbands. Just by their persistence. And the husband has to choice. I mean, he's attached to that woman. She's chanting Hare Krishna. She's a devotee. She's starting to put up conditions. There's nothing more humiliating to a man who is lusty and wants to have sex life. He turns to his wife and she explains to him, we are not this body. Oh boy, this is really heavy. This goes straight to the false ego. He comes the dominant, alpha man. Then he's informed, we are not this body, and the whole show is for nothing. So, no, by the chastity and by the persistence in Krishna consciousness, whoever it is, the man or the lady, will be the savior. Regarding the sex life in itself, it's difficult. You put a male and female together in an authorized form. You know how Prabhupada call it? He call it authorized prostitution. It's a battle of desires. Who will enjoy who more? This is how karmic marriages go bad. This is how relationships break apart. I gave you so much sense gratification and you give me just that? Well, that was a bad deal. I gave you my youth. You know the mantra ladies say, I gave you my youth. Like they own the youth, Yeah? And you used me. And what do I get out of it? And the man goes, I was working for all this, so hard and this, and what do I get out of it? I don't get even a breakfast. Huh? This is a classical scenarios which are played over and over again. So we can spare ourselves this in Krishna consciousness by actually heightened understanding of not male, not female. It's just two conditioned souls getting together, packaged in different bodies, struggling to become Krishna conscious. Basically, that's what it comes down to. And in between, yes, we have our families, we have everything. This is temporary. This goes away. At the end, you have anyway just two conditioned souls struggling to die in Krishna consciousness. That's the reality of the whole thing. So by heightened consciousness and understanding, we can overcome these problems, And I think personally that these domestic problems, they are private affairs. They are not for public discussion. This is for every grihastha to solve this. Because every grihastha basically faces the same problems. Therefore, it's very good when grihasthas meet and share this. Oh, my husband, he wants sense gratification. Oh, that's nothing. My husband, he is horrible. He's like a monkey. This helps. This sharing, yeah? And at the end, we are chanting Hare Krishna. Come on, we are devotees. And let's see. And there is one feature of sex life, especially illicit sex life, is destructive. I could go more in details, but it's a pure male propaganda that the females are always after sex life. It's garbage. It's nonsense. The whole female organism is arranged to that point, yes. Oh yeah, they can be very active. To the point of procreation. Where's the baby? Huh? That's all. But for men, unfortunately, the story doesn't stop there. Then the baby comes, and the man goes, okay, where's the fun? And all that, his wife turns into a mother. And she's the whole day with the babies. And you can go out and walk and maintain the whole show, and that's it. Oh, there are many men who are not easy to take it. But that's what the whole story is about. That's what it is. Dharma, duty. You do your duty, and it vanishes. And as I mentioned, at the end, you have two conditioned souls. Let's see who dies first. Okay? Let's help each other, growing old in a decent way. Chant Hare Krishna. That's support. It's nice. You have somebody at home who is chanting Hare Krishna, and it's the same husband, okay. We know each other, right? So there is nothing new coming. Grihastha is a naturally, you could call it dead-end road. You just drive it out to the end, and then Hare Krishna. That's where we all meet. We are all going to die, hopefully remembering Krishna. That's it. I tend to talk too long.
You're going to move here? Yeah, okay. Oh.
How can I know that this movement is the only way? Seeing other sampradayas and spiritual practices, there is an obvious link with the divine. Is this the only way to Krishna?
So your question is, you have seen other religious organizations, they have their practices which connects them with the divine. You use this word, divine. Then you are asking, is this the only way to approach Krishna? See, there is a following in India called Jotama Totopath. Anyway, try to understand. In Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahma says, Ramadi Murti Sukala Nyamena Tishtan Nana Avataram Akarod Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Samabhava Paramapumanja Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. So Krishna, he incarnates in various incarnations, like Rama, Nrsimha, Varaha. So many incarnations are there. So if we talk about the spiritual practices, those who are followers of Lord Rama, they have their process, they practice their devotional service. Similarly, in our tradition, particularly we are follower of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Rupa Goswami actually, Prabhupada said Rupa Nuga. And now you are asking about our goal, let us be fixed. Having said that, those who are following the path of Ramchandra, or like Maharaj was speaking about, for example, Ramanujacharya, they are worshipper of Lakshmi Narayan. Okay? So their path is leading to that goal, to Vaikuntha, to go to abode of Narayan to serve Lakshmi Narayan there. So they are following their tradition and it will reach there. If we are following Lord Ramchandra, then they will go to Ayodhya to serve him there. Because that is the process they have undertaken. When it comes to our process, we are particularly following the instruction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mata? What is his guidance? Aradhya Bhagavan Brajesha Tanaya Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachid Pasana Brajavadhu Vargena Jakalpita. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamidam Tatradaro Napara. So this is the instruction Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us, and Rupa Goswami is also directing us in that line. That means if you are sincerely following the path of Rupa Goswami as indicated to us, instructed to us by Srila Prabhupada, definitely your goal is Vrindavan Krishna, not even Mathura Krishna or Dwaraka Krishna. Krishna also has his form in Dwaraka, which is Purna, then Mathura, Purnatara, comparative, then superlative degrees, Purnatama. He comprises everything. Vrindavan Krishna, Mathura Krishna, Dwaraka Krishna, everybody is there in Vrindavan Krishna. The highest manifestation of rasa occurs in Vrindavan Krishna. And that Mahaprabhu is teaching us, it is our line. So definitely, if you choose to go to Goloka Vrindavan to serve Krishna there, then this is our path. Because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu philosophy is called Achintya Veda Veda Tattva. So this philosophy includes other Acharya's philosophy also. And that is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come at this point in time, at the age of Kali, to guide us on this path. Actually, a lot of things can be said in this connection. If you know this verse, this is Anarpita Charim Chirat Korunaya Avatirna Kalo. That what has never been given for a long time, that is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give us. What is that? Braja Prem. He said, Ama bina Braja Prem Anyanare Dite. Mahaprabhu is saying, Krishna is actually thinking, Etudin nahi kari prema bhakti dhan, prema bhakti pinu nahi avasthan. Means he is thinking after going back to Vrindavan, he is thinking for such a long time I have not given prema bhakti. And without prema bhakti, there is no existence. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come, Krishna in form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give us prema bhakti. So if we follow this path, it is certain, definite, we are going there. And you don't have to look out for any other divine, practices implemented in many other spiritual organizations. For example, if you go to, I don't know in this part of the world how it works, if you go to Canada, USA, you will find there are so many Indians who have their paths, like some people they are following Shiva, some have Durga, Ganesh, different kind of processes they have been following. Do you compare Krishna conscious practices with those? We have got all answers and we know exactly what is their practice and where they end up. But we are not confused people. We have direct express train that we have chosen. And our train destination is reaching to Golok Vrindavan. Definitely for sure, you should be certain, more than 100%, that this train is definitely leading to Golok Vrindavan because we are Rupanugas. There should not be any doubt about it.
I think this is connected to the question we have your essay printed. Why ISKCON?
Oh.
So whoever asked that question, he can get one copy. It's in Czech and English from the other side.
Oh, I see.
It's English, and from the other side it's Czech. So it's available there on the table. And this is nicely explained why ISKCON is good choice.
No. But we don't say there's no connection with the divine necessarily in different groups. Some, we're not denying that. But for the full manifestation, you see the Chaitanya Daya Kata Karaha Bicha Bicha Karali Chitte Pabe Chamatka. If we're interested in logic, philosophical approach, then see the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Consider that. You'll find it something wonderful. Here's a question. What is beautiful in Krishna consciousness? What's not beautiful? The only problem is when we're not in Krishna consciousness. Krishna is beautiful. Radharani is beautiful. We have to make our consciousness beautiful so we can appreciate. Holy name is beautiful. Devotees are beautiful. The process is beautiful. What's not beautiful? Nrsimhadev, covered in blood, ripping Hiranyakashipu to pieces, is beautiful. Could be a big discussion, but... Okay, which one did you choose? Over to you.
Shall we just take one? Or?
Yeah.
So this is for whom?
Oh, you're next.
I'm next.
Yeah, and you can choose whatever you like for the next one. You just take the first one.
Well, what does it mean, sustainability?
Take this one.
What does it mean, sustainability? Is it really that important? What if we live in the city? I guess the word sustainability can be also understood as self-sufficiency. Yeah? Well, these projects we are right now sitting in are dedicated, one can say, to create a model, how things could be. But let's face the facts. We are living in an extremely disastrous situation. Thousands, hundreds, and thousands of years people lived on a land. Cities were relatively small. Most of the people lived on the land. They walked on the land, they lived on the land, they lived from the land. It was lifestyle. Within 100, 200 years, this was all destroyed, practically. Industrialization destroyed everything. Technocratic line of development in the name of progress destroyed everything. It's not just that the products and what we live from became so bad, but the whole lifestyle changed. Everything about industrialization is bad. Everything. Crime, you know, when somebody did some crime in a village, it was easy. It was easy to find who did it. There was also criminal activity in the villages, but everybody knew everybody. It was easy to find. If you go to the city of Morkovice here, you will find discreetly a very special monument there. I discovered it just recently. It's a column, stone column, looks very old. It's very old. And it got on this level. It got iron ring. And that monument served a specific purpose. If somebody did something bad in that community here, he was put on that column, the iron ring was tied up so he cannot go anywhere and cannot move the head. And he was exposed to the public. That's the culprit. In some communities, you were recommended to go and spit on him or throw stone on him or whatever. So the criminal and the whole thing was simple. But the whole thing became monstrously perverted. And, you know, when the industrialization came in, people packed in these ghastly cities. And we see it today. The city life becomes really hellish. Everywhere I go, I see it. I grew up in Prague. That was a kind of sleepy city, broken communist thing, you know, broken factories. There was no cars practically. Nobody had hardly any car. There was just a little train going and some bus, that's it. And you could walk. You could just walk on a street. Now, it's congested. It's hellish. It's just hellish. You cannot even breathe. So, this life, this problem will be solved for us, by the way. These cities will go to hell. They will be the first one who will implode. You know, even simple people. I used to live in a Czech village here, you know. As a devotee, we created a little community. I had a neighbor, he was a carpenter. And he was living in a village, he grew up there. And he was going sometimes to Prague to do some carpenter job for the people who lived in these concrete blocks, you know, yeah. And he told me, I'm telling people, the day will come, you will flush your toilets with mineral water. Because why? Because the piping system is finished. So it's like, they know that. It's so vulnerable, the whole city structures. This can collapse completely, and within 1 hour the whole thing is over. So what can we do? Now people still live there, they believe, they have the source of income there. Prabhupada gave a very clear formula. Cities are for preaching, and countryside is for living. Very simple. And I know what it means to raise children in a countryside. When my daughter was born, I said, never a city. Forget it. We will rather live in a tent under a tree, but not city. My daughter, because I grew up in a city, in an ugly, grey Prague. You know, for me to go on holiday and see a butterfly was experience. It was amazing. So I didn't want my daughter to grow up like this. So we grew up in a village. Our house turned into a zoo. My God, you know, we end up having horses and goats and all kinds of stuff. My daughter knows how to milk a cow, how to ride a horse, whatever. She knows that. It was a little community. So what is the result? You take my daughter today to a big city, 10 minutes, it's enough. She goes, it stinks here, it's too loud, let's go home. This is it. Zero attraction. So this is a very valuable investment. So devotees, I know they are doomed more or less, and they have to have their source of income. But believe me or not, this is the progress here. This is the direction we must go. And actually Prabhupada faced already the problem. Most of the devotees, when he started farming communities, came from the cities. There were hippies coming from the cities. Nobody knew anything. And there were some devotees who came from the countryside, they joined from Texas, on a horse with a gun. They knew, but very few. Most devotees are city people. Still, Prabhupada started that. And still, these projects were picking up. Devotees did mistakes, they didn't know what to do, they had to learn from farmers, things which were inherited, the knowledge since generations, growing on a land, they had to learn from zero. We are still doing this here. They are trying this and trying that. I don't know, who grew up in the countryside here, But they always do it, they try, okay, let's make this and let's make that. But this is how you learn, by practice, by doing things, by experience. So better late as never, we have to go in this direction. If anybody has a chance, get your kids out of the city. Let them here run around, see how grass is growing. Let them see how animals are living. This is such an investment. These kids will never forget it. This is their childhood. So this is only thing I can say. I know out of necessity, devotees have to go to the cities for job and for all this and working there. But the aim should be in this direction. Let's push in this way. It's austere. Yeah, but city life is also austere. In my lifetime, I give you examples. I came to Sweden in 1986. I came to Stockholm. I could park anywhere I want. Just park a car and go visit somebody. Now you have to pay, 15 euros a day for a place on a street in front of your own house. And nobody will come and give you a ticket. There's cars driving around with cameras on the roof. There's cameras everywhere. And they are checking. You come into the city, you have to pay. You go out of the city, you have to pay. Everything you have to pay, every square meter. And you think, oh, here are the people who are enjoying. Looks nice, isn't it? No. They have to pay for every breath. And there's cameras everywhere. This is, of course, Swedish people are always ahead of the whole thing. They would like now to turn the whole Europe into this. There will be soon, they will like to have that you park here on a road and there will be camera coming and 15 euros a day. This is just an example. Unlivable, these places. And they become more and more unlivable. So let's get out of there. If you can, please, just move into this direction. Whatever we can do. Hare Krishna.
You chose one? Okay, give them back to me. Don't give the whole net out. Let's see.
Hare Krishna. Should we still attend festivals if we know we are going to struggle to finish our rounds?
Should we do deity worship if I am still struggling to finish my round? Okay, should we attend the festival if I am still struggling to finish my round? Srila Prabhupada comments in Bhagavad-gita purport, quoting Jiva Goswami, our process to attain the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, Krishna, is chanting. We know this very well. Just chant, you can get there. Then, why this deity worship program is there? Why these festivals are there? Because our acharyas, they know very well that we, the Kali Yuga entities, cannot fix our attention in one particular service, devotional service, for a long time. To give an example, there was one devotee who was living in Mayapur during Prabhupada's time, and he wanted to just simply, throughout the whole day, chant the holy name. He doesn't want to do anything. Prabhupada said, all right, okay, let him stay and give him prasadam. Let him chant throughout the whole day. The result was, he could not survive. Yes, this is a testimony actually from Prabhupada's time. Means, even if we want to chant whole day, we will not be able to concentrate, we will not be able to chant quality rounds throughout the whole day. In the meantime, you are saying that if I am struggling to finish my round, try to understand the science of Krishna conscious practices. It is so arranged. Early in the morning, you wake up, so your mind is fresh, you take bath, you are preparing your mood, your body, you come before the Lord, just spend 45 minutes, right? Chanting, or if you are doing at home, maybe sometimes in half an hour, in 30 minutes also you can complete. Chant Sangsarda Banal, Nrsimha prayer, Tulasi prayer, right? It doesn't take long time actually. Depends how you kind of chant, whether you are chanting rushingly, you are chanting with melody, with drums, you are offering lamp. It can depends how long you want to spend. This is just for a window of like 30 minutes or 45 minutes. After that, then you take up the chanting bit. Now your mind is kind of, fresh. You have, chanted the mantras, Gurvastakam prayers. What is that last one, 9th verse? It says,
Srimad Gurvastakam etam
Brahma Muhurte
Pate Prayatna
Sayeva Vrindavananatha Sakshat
Shri Gurvastam etad uchai.
Sivaya Vallabhya Anusantateva. So, morning time, so you are meditating that I am doing this, definitely this is helping me. Now you see your mood is already created to chant. And of course we know that particular mood will not stay for a long time with us. This is our personal experience actually. Then after some time, okay, you chant few rounds with full concentration. Then you go for preparing breakfast for the deity. Change of the kind of scene. Like when you are in a drama, I don't know whether nowadays it happens or not. In village they perform drama, right? One scene. After one scene, then there is a stop, and then next scene happens. So you are kind of on a drama actually. Morning time Mangala Arati, or you chant, or cooking, or reading, then do something else. Similarly, this festival is also part of our exercise to train our consciousness, to train our mind, how we can be fixed in Krishna's service 24 hours a day. My dear sir, if you are saying that you are struggling to finish you are struggling to finish your round, at the same time whether I should go to the festival or not, there is some misunderstanding actually. You have not understood why all the different engagements are there for me. Ultimately, all these engagements are meant for me to be more focused, concentrate on the process, because smartabhya satatam Vishnu vismartabhya najatuchit sarva vidhi nishedhasur etureva kinkara. The goal of all these following rules and regulations is to always remember Krishna. Not that by simply chanting always you will be able to remember him, and you cannot be focused. So therefore, what we should do? We must arrange our day. We should plan. Planning means You know tomorrow is festival. What time you should go to sleep today? So that tomorrow you wake up accordingly, so that you can catch up with the series of programs for the next day to remain focused in Krishna consciousness. That requires some planning by the devotee. Yes, Maharaj.
Here's a question for myself. It's specifically given to me. You can choose your next one. Is it possible for a woman to take Vanaprastha ashram and remain chaste even though the husband isn't inclined to the idea? Traditionally it wouldn't be. Vanaprastha has to be husband and wife together. We live in a strange age, and there are all kinds of different situations, but generally speaking it's husband and wife together. That's the idea. Vanaprastha, you know, that the woman becomes a Vanaprastha and the husband remains a Grihastha. Okay, over to you. Yeah, go ahead.
So this is a very essential and very always up-to-date question. How to stay positive in Krishna conscious life? I dare to answer this because I try to stay positive since 53 years. And they ask me, devotees, why are you not old, melancholic, depressed man? You would have enough reason for that. I saw lots of things, bad things happening. I saw lots of friends leaving. I mean, I don't want to go into it now. So I could be actually a very senior, depressed, sad, serious-looking Vaishnava. I compare it to an old, mature, serious cheese. It stinks. So I'm not going to be like that. I made a determined vow. I will not go that way. How do you stay positive? You keep association with positive devotees. This is inspiring. When I meet devotees, I go, my God, what he went through in his personal life, in the ISKCON as such. I mean, heavy things. And he is still keeping on going. Hare Krishna, Prabhupada ki jai. Once Prabhupada was stopped on a morning walk by a devotee. He asked him, Prabhupada, can you tell us what was the worst time in your life? Prabhupada stopped, looked in his eyes, and he said, better I don't tell you. The devotee understood Prabhupada went through hell. And he emerged amongst the very strange-looking people, hippies, young people, who looked very depressed. Why? Because they were mental. They didn't follow the principles. Prabhupada said also one formula for keeping joyful in Krishna consciousness is to keep the principles. It was amazing. Prabhupada said, they wrote me, in our temple we have problems, devotees are so depressed, and this Prabhupada said, they don't follow the principles. Without even asking any details. So that makes you depressed. Acting sinfully. Automatically you will become depressed. And then keeping association with those who survived. This is very invigorating. You go, how? Prabhu, I know you. I met you 20 years ago. What happened? Oh, but I don't tell you. Whoa, this happened and that happened and this. And basically accumulation of disasters. And you go, but you are still, Haribol. And then we can ultimately conclude very quickly on this. If you want to stay positive, you have to stay with the supreme positive one, and that's Srila Prabhupada. What he went through, I met a man on the street on Sankirtan. He said, I don't understand your books very much. You know, this Chinese, the Sanskrit, I'm not philosophical. But I read the biography of your guru. I cried. What that man went through. So, when you meditate about Srila Prabhupada, you must stay positive. We owe to Prabhupada to stay positive. You become an endless optimist. And then, that doesn't mean we are blind to the disasters happening around us. Of course we know that. But ultimately, what has this to do with your life? Just because somebody goes over the board, that means the whole ship is sinking or what? Or you have to jump also overboard or what? You just keep on sailing, looking for the favorable winds, looking for the favorable association, looking for favorable places. And Krishna will always send you people like this. I meet only nice devotees, basically. That's what I do. And that's how I stay positive.
So, should we finish now, Rishikesh? How much time do you need? Okay, so that's it. So you do your thing now. Well, I guess we can take one question, which we can all answer briefly, all three of us. What is your favorite Vaishnava song? I can't say. They're all so many beautiful songs. So my answer is, I don't know. So many beautiful, inspiring, instructional songs from the Vaishnava Acharyas. What's yours? Yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? When there are so many. Yeah, okay, I think his answer is the same as mine. What do you say? Same. When Srila Prabhupada was asked, he said, Hari Hari Bifale Janama Goainu. This song by Narottam Das. Anything else you want to say about that?
I don't know, I just know that my any favorite song is anything what is sung by Prabhupada. You know, even before understanding one word, neither Bengali, neither Sanskrit, neither English. I didn't know much English when I came to this movement. But the sound of Prabhupada's voice was so purifying. It was so invigorating. Every time I hear this, Samsara Dava, Nanalida Loka, I go, okay, it's like marching. Here we go. It's wonderful. Just to listen to the sound vibration coming from Srila Prabhupada's lotus lips. That's the best song you can hear. Oh, Maharaj, I can tell a joke at the end, really, from Czech, early days of Czech Yatra. Can you imagine, in the early days of Czech Yatra, after communism, there was a very idealistic atmosphere. The media was not yet controlled by the West. So there were people in a radio and there's doing all kinds of broadcasts, and there was a hit parade, you know, voting what the best song is. So devotees put Prabhupada's tape. They sent the tape to the studio, play this. And Prabhupada was rising in a hit parade, Czech hit parade, as a singer. And at the end, there's one Czech music magazine, one reporter who was focusing on reviews on music. He wrote a beautiful review. He said, this old Indian man singing, you can be sure you will not understand one word. You can be sure it's not, the instruments he's using are extremely primitive. His singing is a little bit out of tune sometimes. But you keep on listening, your life will change completely. It will never be the same. That was hard. It was in a music magazine review.
Jai, Hare Krishna. Now, Rishikesh Prabhu will make a BVKS media presentation, which you're all welcome to sit through. I won't. I've seen it before. Hare Krishna. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.